you can actually do now. So if you've been watching my content, thank you so much. And if you are new, welcome. It is Friday morning. I'm on the East Coast in the States. Drop in the comments where you are from. It's coffee time. And so today, it's like 7 something in the morning on a Friday. And normally on Fridays, I usually go live in the afternoon. But I thought, you know what? I like to have coffee at a local Dunkin' here, and it's a busy intersection. And I don't know about you, but do you like to like people watch sometimes? And seeing that it's Friday, Friday's always a good day of the week because it's maybe the end of your week, maybe it's payday, and I really do like to help inspire others on how to come up with different ideas to, yeah, I don't know, for creativity's sake, to help you possibly come across ideas that I might share that might inspire you to create a business. If you're new to my content, my channel happens to be Amory Walts Official. You're on it and think your way to $1,000,000.com. And I'll share a little bit of my backstory with you. If we go way back, I moved around a lot growing up. And today I also titled this particular go live Motivation and Business Ideas, because they really do, I feel, go hand in hand. And so when I was growing up, I had moved 23 times in 21 years, went to 14 schools and 12 grades. So Fridays weren't like a grown-up Friday. It was when it came to money. It was really tough back then. But it was tough back then primarily because of poor life decisions by the person that was raising me. But this isn't to bring you down. This is actually to bring you up. And so I'm really appreciative now. Good morning. I'm really appreciative now of, like, I've been listening to different things, such as, if you have, maybe you've never heard of Fearless Motivation, but those artists are really good. So if you need a pick me up of like, your past doesn't define you, it's kind of motivational, like if you want to go to the gym or you're trying to attain some different goals, right? So at a really young age, I had never suspected that I was going to own my own business, because let me tell you something, owning your own business is not for the timid. But what I can tell you is that if you want to do it and you want to have a channel as a resource like mine, that I'm not going to sugarcoat what it's like to have a business, but I can tell you that it's been extremely rewarding. And so the other thing is that, like, why am I wearing my affiliate sweatshirt today? Because this is the thing. When it comes to my content about software or this quirky stuff I talk about, one thing that I did learn from not having, there wasn't the kind of environment when I was growing up that was a straight path, I guess is the best way to put it. And and so one heartwarming thing that I like to share is that, as much as I got out early, I was on my own by the time I was 17 and a half. So the reason why today I share my story, and I really like just doing content that's not so structured, because life is real, okay? So wherever you are at, whether you're 20, whether you're 30, whether you're 40, whether you're 50, is, we're all going to have to go through those seasons. We're all going to have to go through those stages of life. But the thing that I am really grateful for now is that when I was like about 18, I really needed a car. And I needed a car because I needed to get to work, right? But what can you imagine if you don't have money, or you don't have enough money? It can be a struggle. It can be uncomfortable. It can also be a complete distraction. And I say that because when you are distracted by a frustration, it's hard to have focus, to be creative, to create something new. So I'm an artist, core right to my core, a visionary. I don't know about you, but like simple things like I dream in color, you know? And so fast forward to 18, I need to get a car. So as the story goes, I actually asked my grandfather, I'm like, hey, Pop Up, I don't like to borrow money, but would you co-sign for a car for me, right? At the time. And there was again, it was like 1988. So we go to the dealership, and I didn't get to go out to lunch with my grandfather too much. He was really good with his money. My grandfather was an artist. He did like invest in stocks. He did all that grown-up stuff. So I was only 18 at the time. We go to the car dealership, and I thought he was just gonna sign the paperwork so that I could get a car. And the car I was looking at the time was a 1989 Dodge Colt. It had crank windows, no AC, didn't have a radio. So, I mean, short of it being like a horse, you know, like riding a horse to work, but you got to do what you got to do when you got to get somewhere, right? He opens his checkbook at the car dealership in 1989, and about that moment, it was probably one of those moments that really changed or shaped my life, because what he did was he wrote a check for $6,752 to be exact, to buy me a car when I was like, I mean, it was 1989, you know? And I just sat there and I'm like, my grandfather just full on paid for a car. Wow. Okay. So my point today, with this morning's go live, as I really just kind of wing it with some of my content. Some of it's structured. You can see my shorts. Like as far as like there is an upcoming promotion next week, but you know what? I like Fridays. I think I might even call them feel good Fridays, right? So then, so anyhow, um, life went on, and then in 1992, I went to hairdressing school, and I don't know about you, but if you have not figured out what it is that you want to be when you grow up, it's okay, because you know what? That might change, that might shift. It's okay. And then, so then by 2001, I automated my salon with online booking. So can you imagine 24 years ago? And some of you that follow me are about 34, so you were 10 years old. You were out in the playground. You weren't even thinking about business. And so automating my business back then really wound up transforming what I did. So I get really excited about sharing business ideas tied with motivation, because I know that people have impacted my life. I went to dinner with my friend last night, and I'm gonna share the book regardless of the fact that, like, you know, there's gonna come a time that I need to write a book. So I'm not always saying, hey, go read the book. But I'm gonna tell you, read the book, The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey, and it's about becoming debt free. So I'm not going to claim to be some kind of like guru, okay? I'm just so I have embraced my inner weirdo, and I really appreciate that you're hanging out with me. So all I'm going to keep doing with my channel, and thank you. I have to say thank you. Do you know that like I only started my channel, I say 13 months ago, but I want to make such an impact that you use your channel to make content. And I had something really take me by surprise this week. My husband started a YouTube channel 2 nights ago. Well, of course, I helped him, but I never suspected that within my own house that my YouTube journey about trying to help lift some of you up with motivation and business ideas. Uh, let's see. Oh, hey, hi. With business and motivation ideas would have such a global impact. But it's not about me. I feel as though I have like a message as far as like, okay, something. um I happen to use a software, but it's not the software, it's the freedom of being able to share with you that if you follow my stuff and you are looking for ways to be creative, that ultimately you can wind up making an income, you can make a business. My message that I want to get across, that life isn't about the money, but I know how to help people think differently, so that like if you are stuck at your job right now and you don't like it, there is something called affiliate marketing. So what is affiliate marketing? It's the ability to be able to find a product. And of course, I happen to really, 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 really enjoy the culture and the technology that HighLevel has to offer, as well as the live events. So in that in itself is the product that I recommend, but the topic of affiliate marketing as a topic, as a, let's see, a doorway to be able to make money online, is being able to find a product that you really can get behind, that you really love, and then you can say, for example, maybe you like to travel, all right? And the companies will pay you. So if you want to know what kind of affiliate marketing I do, well, then definitely, definitely keep an eye on this space. Fill out my email. You can fill out the subscribe in my contact information. Let me get it out. My contact information is in the description of this particular video, or it's also in my profile. So in the instance of being able to stir up either a new pathway of a job or extra income, I'm doing that as we speak in a few different ways. And it's not anything scammy or anything. Yeah, I've heard it all. Okay. So I have been using HighLevel few different ways. One is for my husband has an auto repair shop. Okay. So with like, I like to say that it's almost like an iPhone. And I say that because like, even though I use Android, but it's relatable when I say that it's like your iPhone where there's different apps. I'm sure you have different apps on your phone. And so as far as a solution when it comes to a software, it's more than a software because it has so many applications under one roof that you can check out one of I think that's going to post sometime in the next few days. My husband's auto repair business has blown up in the last few years partially because we use the reputation software. Now, this isn't about me. What I'm sharing with you is if you wanted to help other businesses have a better payday on a Friday, and then you could really generate a business for yourself by helping other businesses have a better payday, you can literally make a business out of that. So what you can do is you can use HighLevel as someone that wants to build an agency. And when I say agency, it doesn't have to be this big, overcomplicated thing. You really could wind up just making a business out of helping businesses plug in the review reputation management application. And the really cool thing is that by being affiliated with me, when you use my affiliate link, what I'm going to be doing in the after Black Friday, there really is going to be a really good promotion. Those of you that wind up becoming part of my ecosystem, part of my affiliate circle, is that I'm going to do some live office hours where I'm going to create a Zoom link. And those of you that do activate it, has to be an activated account with HighLevel through my affiliate link. I will get into a Zoom room to brainstorm ideas with you, because it's a lot of fun to be able to make something from absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. And so I don't make big promises. I happen to be a visionary that loves helping others like yourself. Love helping other people that I don't know learn this. Are you ready? Lean in. I love helping people with the how-to. So if you don't know where to start, say even with your YouTube, think about something that you really feel comfortable talking about and try to help other people with what that is. So, what are you good at? What are you good at? And I've had people say, I'm just not creative. Bull crap. Okay. I try to also remind everybody to go back to your 5-year-old self. I don't know, I used to play in the mud. Do you remember doing finger painting? So I think sometimes we forget to just use our imagination, and you just need somebody to go, hey, you don't have to be stuck. And I love helping, sharing information about how to move forward, how to move sideways. Hell, you know what I did last week with my salon? And I put it in air quotes. And I only say that kind of like that because I have 24 years of tech experience bolted on to 33 years as a hairstylist. That's a lot of years, right? But people tend to like to put each of us in a box. People only see what they want to see, and it doesn't always tell the full story. So it's just like, all right, what can I do differently with my salon? Because if you hang out with me for some time through my social media, and you know what? I am who I am completely online. And that's the other thing, is that I'm comfortable in my own skin, and I want to help transfer that to any of you that follow me. I want you to become so comfortable being yourself that you are not afraid to do social media. You really are so comfortable that you are not offended if somebody likes, let me tell you, it's been entertaining at best doing YouTube at the pace that I've been doing it now for 13 months. I'm not saying you're not going to have something bother you, but what I will do is show you, or lead by example, or also give you the tools through what I'm using. I even have a how to set up your YouTube within my YouTube work, because and that's the first thing I did with this week, with the surprise that my husband wanted to start a YouTube channel. He's a mechanic. Okay. My husband's a mechanic. I never thought he would want to start YouTube. So if a mechanic would start a YouTube channel, like, he's making content. His story was and is, and he's worked on his fitness to where he's at, and he's not like woof, like buff, like how The Rock used to be. But what his story is that he was always heavy his whole entire life. And now he's not. He's worked on his stuff for 5 years. We go to Orange Theory Fitness, and we just try to do a little. All you have to do on every week is just a little bit better than you did yesterday, right? So can you imagine? And another reason why my husband now wants to do YouTube is because 3 years ago, I did take the HighLevel reputation management application, that just that one thing, okay? And I bolted onto his business. Guess what happens when you help a local business with their reputation? They get busier. He's so busy now. Go ahead, ask me how busy he is. He's so busy now. Hey, hi, Amber. That he's working too hard. He's working too hard. So I was trying to help, which is great. But the other thing is that when it comes to, say, affiliate marketing, I am so I use HighLevel for my salon booking system. So I use it as the operating system for my email marketing, all this stuff. So imagine, I'm going to give you three scenarios right now. So maybe you have a business and you need an operating system so your stuff just runs smoother. Maybe do you find yourself you're using your personal phone to respond back to all the crazy customers? Yeah, customers can be crazy. Yes, I said that out loud. And they can also be your best friend. Okay, so, well, with HighLevel, it takes care of all that. And then, like I said, you could be the one that creates whether it be a mini agency or a massive agency with HighLevel, where you offer services such as reputation management and help the busy auto mechanic or the barber shop or a tax accountant. Because the beautiful thing is that you don't have to build all the stuff. Like, you don't have to know all the stuff. You get to hanging out with me. What I can tell you is that because we've owned our like local businesses, hair, fixing cars, for like since 1999. And then because I have the tech background for 24 years, I'm not selling you stuff. What I'm sharing is real life experience. And there's a complete difference. But here's what's cool. If you don't have the 24 years of experience, you know what? That's where you can leverage learning from me through what I have, because things couldn't be any, I don't want to say simpler to start a business, because there's nothing simple about starting a business, because you have to have, are you ready? You have to show up. Once you commit, lean in a little closer. Once you commit to having your own business, it is on you. There's no excuses. It's not the economy. It's not, oh, they don't like me. It's none of that. You can't have that. You have to show up every day, whether you want to, whether it rains, whether it shines. And does the climate out there for different things change? Yeah, it does. But this is also the other thing that I love. During the course of the last like couple decades, we being both self-employed, and even we agree that maybe if you are in a relationship, yeah, kind of maybe I don't want to even say stable, but one of us maybe should have had the traditional job. Like, it's Friday, you get a paycheck. It's Friday, you get a paycheck. Not two people being self-employed where you're always finding your next customer. Because that's the thing, is that if you own a physical business that's providing services, you need to be good at customer service. And it's also can be very, after a while, after a couple decades, can be a little bit wearing on thank you, Amber. It can be wearing eventually on your body, because when you're 20, you're invincible. When you're 30, you're still invincible. By time 35, it's not that you slow down. You may be getting a little bit more settled. By the time you're 40, you might be going, oh my God, I'm 40. Oh, life's over. And I'm only being theatrical on purpose, because I've been through all these things. And then there's 45, and then, which would be 10 years ago, okay? So 10 years ago, I was in my, thank you. I appreciate that. So 10 years ago, I was doing hair, and I've had this happen a couple times in my life. Actually, I'm going to back up a minute. I'm going to back up to when I was in my 20s. I was waiting tables, and that's still really good, like fast cash, okay? But coming from a place, from my place where I was coming, where I was the new kid 14 times in 12 grades, my father passed away when I was little. The other parent gave away the house. I will never understand that because that made absolutely no sense to me. Still doesn't to this day, but whatever. So fast track. Yeah, fast track. Oh man. And I have another friend that said I am going to give a stab at trying to write a book. It'll be a little dark, it'll be humorous, but it'll be made to help people, because that's what you have to help people. Um, so moved out real fast, and then I had to wait tables. And I was working two jobs, literally working two jobs, working around the clock at the time. Like I worked at one office job 9 to 5, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. I'd literally go home and take a nap, and then I would go back to wait tables from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. And I only could do that for so long. That's not normal. But you got to do what you got to do, and you got to keep food on the table, roof over your head, and the car on the road, because the world can be kind of not too nice if you don't have one of the three of the necessities, right? Because if you don't have a car, it's hard to get to work. If you don't have a roof, you don't have an address. The system is just a little whacked, but whatever. But this one particular time, I was working at a nice restaurant, bringing the coffee, and I really liked people. I'm gonna say, maybe I really liked people more back then. I don't know. But anyhow, I was in my 20s. I'm bringing the coffee. I think I was 20, maybe 21. I was bringing the coffee over to a couple, and time stopped. Time stopped. They were really nicely dressed. The restaurant I was working in was very nice, and time stopped. I'm like, hold up, hold up. I want to be the person that's having somebody bring coffee to me. I want to be the person that's dressed very nicely. And all of a sudden, I couldn't wait tables. It stopped like that. Now I'm 20 years old at the time, decide I can't wait tables. I didn't have any opportunity to go to college. Things were nutty. There wasn't any like emotional support with a family where I could go talk to somebody. I was out on my own, like out, like I got out. I was like, what am I going to do? Well, from the time I was 8 years old, I did want to be a hairdresser. So that's what I did. And when you come from a hard time, this is what I want to share from you, because either coming from a hard time, or if you're experiencing hard time, because life happens, have hope. Have hope. Give yourself permission to have hope, because like if you're going through something difficult and you can still hold on to your hope, read a book, listen to a podcast, find something on YouTube to change where you're thinking right at that moment. Because when you can continually to have hope, that, my friend, is probably one of the oh, geez, I really never expected to own a business since '99. And let me tell you, some days you're running on hope. You're running on hope, because that's what you have to have. Because, and I thought today, this Friday, I'd share a couple personal things. And it's not to like, oh, but I'm just real, okay? If you have anybody, and I say anybody, and I really mean this, and this is what I practice, relax sometimes. Yeah, okay. So is that if somebody's not being nice to you, don't put up with it. Just don't put up with it. Most recently, I experienced, I've been traveling with a friend for a while. Like, we thought we had the same interest. And then they said they were going to, like, flat out take one of my ideas to build their business. And it was how they said it. And something else happened this summer where they sent me something that just was, like, inappropriate. And I was like, where's this going? So what would you do? What would you do? Just, what would you do? Right? So unfortunately, I was just like, yeah, that doesn't work. So when something in your life doesn't work, don't stand there frozen like, oh, what am I gonna do if I do this, that might upset them. If I do this, that might cause this to happen. Listen, you only get one shot at this thing called life, right? So what I'm getting at is that this, if I had listened way back when to, how about this? You're never going to amount to anything. You never finish anything. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. If I had listened to that, you and I wouldn't be hanging out right now on a Friday with, we wouldn't be hanging out on a Friday. That's it, you know? So when I saw, like, how did my channel, this I want to share with you. Oh, and thank you, Amber, come back. Yeah, appreciate that. So, so here's part of, like, the catalyst for me to start my YouTube channel, all right? So and to segue back, let's bring it back around, all right? I know some of you are popping in and out at different points in time. So the premise for my channel, thinkyourwaytoamillion.com, was this. It's kind of easy to remember, right? Thinkyourwaytoamillion.com. It's called marketing. And it's catchy because if I can help inspire you to have an idea and present the right automation tools to be able to connect your idea online, right? And you put your idea out there online. This is the thing that I love so much after doing YouTube where we're at on this particular Friday for 13 months. Do you know there's probably, I think it's, don't quote me on this, but there's like 6 billion people connected to the internet. 6 billion. Think about that. And you have a smartphone if you're hanging out with me. You have access to the internet if you're hanging out with me and you can see this. And you have YouTube. And there's 6 billion people connected to the internet. So could you imagine if it was 50 cents for every billion if you were able to catch their attention? I'm just thinking really big because it's not impossible. It's not impossible to make $1 online, right? Hey, great. It's like the internet is like a culture of its own. Thank you. It really is. So you have given, how do I say this? I wound up receiving much more growing my channel that has nothing to do with money. I'm still working on my affiliate journey. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm making $1 million online. I'm making $1 million effort, and I'm going to bring each and every one of you with me through inspiration. And do I know what it is to have, I got kicked out of the house when I was 14 years old. I was allowed back in, but it was an ongoing occurrence. And I was sitting on a park bench at 14 years old in the rain. And I went to go see an acquaintance and they had given me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I don't forget that stuff. Okay? I don't forget that stuff. So it's a real privilege to share your time with you to say, get the book, The Total Money Makeover, about being debt free. Our family did it. It took 7 years. Took 7 years. The other thing I want to share with you, what state am I in? A motivational state of mind. I live in New England. Where are you from? Hi. So, so the reward that I get is just that you lift me up as much as I strive to just unleash my inner weirdo, to hope that maybe it inspires you to do the same. The other off thought that I had this morning is this. There's often times that people don't talk about, oh, no, I am a Gen X. I don't like labels, but back in the day, Gen X, it was like, it was tough. Your parents were tough, right? But tough behavior isn't always, it's not very motivational. So I'm thinking, how does my story help somebody go live? Hey, okay, yeah, that's fine. See you again. Come back. I think maybe I'll just try to go live on Fridays. I did it last Friday too. But if you've ever experienced being bullied, right? Because parents, it could be a parent, an aunt, what have you, where that dented you to a place that makes you feel uncomfortable, read a book and listen to Fearless Motivation. It's a group of artists. It's great for like the gym. They have tracks that are like, your past doesn't define you. But how does this relate to you, not you right now, not becoming a content creator? I'll tell you. When I was thinking about this morning, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I was bullied growing up. And cyberbullying, and I have an episode on that within my channel, it's rampant these days. People think it's okay to just boom, 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 sling insults at people they don't even know. And this isn't to bring you down. I am always about, okay, if this happened, what can be done proactively so that doesn't happen in the future, or readjust. How is it that you can not react, but do something that offsets that? So one thing is that if you've really been wanting to become a content creator, but maybe you do have some experiences like in your own life where maybe somebody bullied you and then that takes up some rent in your head, just be kind to yourself for one. And then what you can do with your YouTube settings is that you'll go to your settings. Well, first, and I do have another video about that, as far as how to set up your YouTube. But this is what you do. You can go to ChatGPT. You ask ChatGPT, give me, you can do this. Explain how you look. I'm short. I'm 5'2". Okay. I'm a redhead. Yes, I'm a redhead. Oh my God, that's been many of a topic of conversation when I try to do my go lives. But this is what I'm telling you and sharing you with how you can use ChatGPT to set up your YouTube channel. All right, go in, explain to ChatGPT about yourself. How do you look? Hell, even tell the AI things that may bother you when you're making this prompt. Say, listen, I'm setting up a YouTube channel. I happen to feel uncomfortable about, is it your weight? Is it your nose? Is it your eyes? Is it the tone of your voice? Is it how you feel about yourself? Okay. And then put that in there. And then the next thing you do is like, go ahead and give me all the troll insults that might come my way as a content creator. All right. And so ChatGPT will take that prompt. It will spit out all the insults, because let me tell you something. There's nothing original about trolls. There's not. Zero. There's nothing original about bullies. Zero. From decade to decade to decade to decade to decade. And In fact, I think they all maybe went to the same school, or maybe they didn't go to school. But anyway, I'll be kind. But my snarkiness does rear its ugly head sometimes. So once you have your list, what you'll do is you'll go to your YouTube settings. So that's going to be on the left-hand side, the little gear. You'll click on that, and then you'll go to where it has the moderation settings. And then with that, there's going to be a filter. Then what you do with your list from ChatGPT is you copy, paste, and then you just hit save. And then the other thing that you do is that there's when people want to leave comments. Yes, I am. Yeah, I am a marketer, and I do. And I'm going to sidestep for a moment. Yes, I'm a marketer. I am a business owner. I am an artist, and there's going to be an upcoming promotion next Friday. And if you want to have, and if you wind up getting HighLevel through my affiliate link, then I'm going to be offering live Zoom hours for a limited amount of time, where it'd be a Zoom room. You get to have conversation, and I can share some ideas with you. And if you are wanting to design websites and build apps, you're not going to want to miss it. It's amazing. So, okay. So then going back to if you want to create content, you have your settings set up. And then you can also, when it comes to comments, there's a couple toggles that you can then either have them be approved, just like Facebook. Some pages allow just comments to fly, but if you're really going to run a really tight YouTube page where you can stay focused for yourself, and it does take a little bit of time to stay focused, answer the questions, and then the other thing is to keep your rhythm, because there's going to be trolls. There's going to be people that they just, they just like to interrupt things. In that it can be a distraction as when you're running your episode, but it's also can be a really an interrupter to the people that are following, that are in the stream, that really do want to engage with you. And so it's actually good so that you can protect your community. So yeah, so I just want to say, happy Friday. This is probably, I think it is the first time I've ever gone live in the morning. And yeah, I just want to say thank you. So before I wrap up, be sure that you get on my email list. I promise not to spam you. I am information-based, how-to based. I can't stand spamming. I don't spam. And even when I set up my emails, if you get an email, I do it by the book. There's an unsubscribe link because you're supposed to do that. My sarcasm comes from even a couple people that I know in my circle have taken to just using my email address, and there's no way to unsubscribe. I don't run my business that way. And then when you are doing business with me, because as you become one of my affiliates, we're affiliated. It's business. And I want nothing more than for you to succeed. I really do. One of my friends, I was telling them, I was telling one of my friends, I'm like, it's really cool to get messages and from a few of you, and I'm on Facebook as well, that said, wow, I saw you do something, Anne-Marie, I tried it. Because if you can make a difference with your YouTube channel, where you're a content creator trying to make a difference, to make the world a better place, if you do that for one person, just one, and then they're able to share what it is that they learned, what they know how to do, because I know that I don't know any of you right now, but if we went to coffee at Dunkin' or Starbucks, and I've been doing consulting my whole entire career, that there's something that you're good at that you just haven't let the world know what it is yet. And do you really want to keep robbing the world of what it is that you know how to do? Because that in itself might be your next career, whatever that is that you know how to do so well, but you're holding back. So I don't want you to hold back. I want you to really unleash what idea that you have, and that becomes your how-to, and then your how-to can become your new career. So get on my email list. Thank you for hanging out with me today, and you have a really amazing day. And until I see you next time, cheers.